Hey guys, Eric from Team Rec here. We have a deck profile. As you can see, I just had the Cyberstorm Access sneak peek this weekend, so I was able to pick up some of the new Purrely, Purrely, whatever you want to call it, cards. So I threw together a deck. It's kind of a first draft. I've been looking into other versions and sort of side engines for the deck, but this is kind of what I'm trying out right now. Just in the testing stage, but thought I would share since the new cards will be dropping this week. So let's get into it. Play 3 Purrely and 3 Purrely, I just call Purrely Lily. For those who don't know, this isn't once per turn, or sorry, it's like once per copy. So you can proc multiple in a turn, and what this does is excavates the top 3 from your deck, and amongst those 3 you can add a Purrely spell or trap. And then these are how you create your Xyz monsters. You reveal a quick play Purrely memory card, and then you make an Xyz that mentions that card as material. This one does the same thing, but targets a card in a graveyard instead of revealing from hand. And then this also has a search effect that procs when normal or special summoned, and that adds a Purrely card except a quick play spell. So you can kind of see with the arrival of this card, this sort of covers what this lacks in terms of searching your deck. So now you have a pretty solid engine in these 6 cards. And then, of course, all the quick play spells. There's a lot of synergy there. So you can get all those Xyz monsters out pretty quickly. And, of course, the boss monster, Noir. It's a pretty low monster count for this deck. So an engine that I'm trying out right now is the Nimble engine. So the smaller Xyz are level 2. So this is an easier way to make those. However, you do lose out on the ability to make their primary effects quick effects, because they usually need their corresponding quick play to give them the quick effect. But you can still turbo out plump this way and attach materials, and it will still get you to a Noir if you need to, but you don't use your normal summon in this deck too much. So that being said, this is a great card to push into boards, and like if you're using your Purrely cards in your draw phase and making plays that way, odds are you're going to burn a couple hand traps. So this is sort of your plan B. In the main phase, you drop that, and you can keep the engine rolling from there. But this is just also another way to get to Zeus quicker, or if you need to get out to Purrely Happiness in a situation, that's available too. But the main reason is the Angler is such a good pitch off of the quick plays. You'll see that the quick plays are effects they all discard 1 card and summon a level 1 Purrely from deck. So you can kind of see where it's going there, like synergy wise, like you're able to proc that and then flood the board. I guess the only like con is you play into nib a lot harder with this engine, but I still think it's pretty consistent, because all you got to do is make the smaller Xyz, and if you can find a way to attach quick plays from there, I don't know, I just call it like Noir Turbo, because you don't always need the quick effect of Noir. You can just win off it being a towers itself. So I played 4 hand traps, and then the 2 Santa Claus as sort of like the non-engine in like as far as monsters go. Santa Claus is really good. Like for those who don't know, like for the Purrely deck specifically, like their smaller Xyz, like Gamseal is like the smallest kaiju, and that will beat any Purrely Xyz. They always go in attack, so you need something that can go into defense. So cards like Purrely Happiness can crash into it and give you searches, And then of course that's removal to tough cards like Noir in the mirror match, or like Dragoon, or Rise Heart, all that stuff. That sort of gives your deck trouble. I went with these hand traps because they're level 1. It will kind of make more sense when you see the spell lineup. But one of the quick plays is Sleepy Memory. So when that's attached to an Xyz, you are drawing during your opponent's standby phase. So these are great to draw into. I like drawing into draw rather than opening it. So that's kind of why I like it at 2. It's not like a see it sometimes sort of thing, but it's just like I don't want to see it too much. And this is going to be really good, this format, in terms of shutting down this deck and then like stuff like super heavy Sams. So I think it's one of the stronger hand traps to main. Veiler, of course, isn't once per turn. So drawing multiples like through Sleepy or just opening it isn't too bad. But again, like just the reason for these hand traps is sort of the level 1 synergy, which I'll get into. There's a lot of engine in the spell lineup, so I am sort of playing 3 fields here. I was playing the Crystal Beast engine to get the field spell, but I found that like this deck isn't winning quickly. Like you're sort of controlling the game at the start. So I kind of just wanted a cleaner way to get to the field spell. Like the Cobalt Eagle bridge thing's kind of cool because it does sort of have synergy with your discards, but I'd rather sort of play with the Nimble engine when it comes to the grind game, like drawing into Cobalt or like extra rainbow bridges mid to late game like isn't my favorite thing, so it just felt more comfortable to stray away from that. Playing 3 my friend Purrely, of course. You max out on everything because this sort of it's like the heart of your deck, is you get all your effects off of the quick plays. Like this one gives your Xyz draws when it's attached as a material. This one only works on your turn, but you are able to send one of your cards and then attach to an Xyz that you control. Like it gains that effect. This gives it multiple attacks. This is like your attack and defense boost. So you can kind of see how these get out of control because they do stack. Like if you have double delicious, you're getting 600 attack and defense. And like Sleepy Memory, for example, you are you're drawing multiple times off that. You probably saw like the whole draw 6 thing going on. But yeah, that's a thing. Like you can draw multiple times off of it, which I like. So yeah, the quick plays really give this deck the power it needs, and especially Sleepy Memory, because you're drawing into hand traps and follow-up. Like I said, you aren't winning quick, so I think that's key to you know, have that sort of strategy to draw into. Spells, these are the last spells I play, so I'll kind of get into the theory I have here. You're always going to end on a level 1 or like see it through your turn. So I think this is good when you get hand trapped. You can search off of like your negated Lily or Purrely, and then you have a level 1 to follow up with, like if you haven't used your normal yet. So it's a good way to just keep the engine going. And the 2000 life, you do gain life through the Pretty Memory, so that does kind of soften the blow with the 2000 life thing, but I think it's a easy cost to pay for what it offers you. Also, you're searching Veiler and Droll that way if you need it for the following turn while you're sitting on Noir. So it does like allow you to load up on some hand traps mid combo. And then of course these, everyone's always interrupting you, like with Droll, Ash. No, Imperm's not going to work. Imperm's kind of like the best hand trap against this deck in that sense. But Gamma, like Interruption, this will help you tool into things you need. Like the talents, draw 2 to keep going is pretty good. Or like Game 2 and 3, ripping out the kaijus that out your noir from hand are pretty clutch. And then of course you can search Where Art Thou with thrust. And then I play Purrely Leap. You can set that off thrust. I think this is just fine as a one of. It's really broke when you do see it and get to get the multiple draws off, but this also helps you play around like targeting and stuff and interruptions in the mid to late game. Like I see stuff where your plump gets gammaed or something, and then you flip this and just put noir on top. It's pretty clutch, so that allows you to play around stuff. And this is also banish from grave, and then you can target 3 Purrely monsters in your graveyard, shuffle them into deck, so recycling there. I won't really, I'll run through a side deck here, but it doesn't really matter because it's just testing. I'm just playing like a bestial shifter package for branded. I think this is good against cash, the mirror match, as well as even like super heavy. That's for super heavy, and then that's just for like back row stuff. But like I said, the side's kind of besides the point. This is just sort of like a prototype deck that I thought I'd show you. Anyhow, I'll get into the extra. So I play 2 noir. You don't need 3. Like if you see 1, you most likely are going to take the game, barring like side deck stuff. But yeah, 2 is necessary. Even with Kashtira stuff running around, I don't think you need 3 personally. Plump's good at 2. This is sort of your main extender in terms of loading up on materials, and it also is an interrupt when you up to thrice per turn. When you activate a Purrely quick play spell card, you attach that card as material, then banish 1 monster on the field till the end phase. So really cool, and it banishes your own monsters too, so you can play around stuff like, I guess, imperm if you need to. Like while you have that up, you can like chain a quick play and then banish your own monster that's targeted by the imperm, and then get a quick play attach. I don't know, cool stuff with these cards. I like the sort of dynamic they have. This one's really good too. Beauty. It's kind of like your quick effect negate. So if you do need to put a negate up, it like negates effects, so it's like your imperm. And it is a quick play if you have the corresponding pretty memory quick play. It's a quick effect if you have the corresponding quick play as a material. A lot of these effects are really convoluted. This also has the up to thrice per turn when a quick play is activated. So like all the small XCs have this up to thrice per turn effect. So when a Purrely quick play is activated, attach it to the material, then change the battle position of 1 monster your opponent controls. So that's also the cool part with Santa Claus, is you can summon into defense, and then you can use cards like Delicious Memory to keep it from being destroyed by battle, and then you even change the battle position and go into happiness. There are videos of that on YouTube already, so I recommend just looking that up. I think it's just called like Happiness OTK. I've seen that floating around. But this one, the quick play Happy Memory allows this to attack multiple times. You basically get attacks on monsters equal to the number of copies attached plus 1. And then whenever this battles, at the end of the damage step, you can add 1 Purrely card from deck to hand. Like you can kind of start to see where things ramp up, because I think most of these are not once per turn. You can use these multiple times, so this is one of them. So you can get multiple searches that way, and if you're able to keep something that like protects something from battle, you can get a lot of damage and searches that way. Also, after you battle, if it has Happy Memory as a material, you have to attack as something on the field. And then the up to thrice per turn effect is when you activate a Purrely quick play spell card. You can attach it to that card as material, then return 1 spell or trap your opponent controls with the hand. So you can kind of see how that outs floodgates if you need to. So this deck is just like tons of utility for kind of like small 1-for-1 plays. Everything else is sort of generic now. We got, well, not generic, but like non-engine. So I'm playing the 2 level 1 Lilarisks. I'll get into it in a sec there. So this is the Xyz lineup. You can turbo out Zeus really easily. Like you're using all your Xyz monsters to make pushes. So it's really easy to get that out and control the game. Like you can simplify the game state with pushing through the board with all your quick plays and small Purrelys. And then if you can get 1 Xyz to stick, you can make that, and odds are they're pretty low on cards. So the card economy is usually in your favor when you make a Zeus in main 2. And then Downward you can just throw on top, of course, so you get the extra materials. Because mainly, if you do need to make Zeus outside of like your Purrely Xyz, you have Assembled Nightingale, so 2 level 1s can attack direct. And then this you usually end on with Noir. It does sort of play into Lava Golem a bit, but there's always going to be that sort of classic Kaiju Lava Golem back and forth. But I still think this is a good end board card. So whenever they special, you detach bounce. Yeah, it's pretty good just for stopping like the pressure playing into your board, because I guess they can ramp up and run over the Noir. And then yeah, I just play 3 links. So I play Anima because you need to play around. There can only be 1, and it also helps like taking monsters if people aren't playing around it. And then IP and Unicorn. I think this should be an Apo. So if like once you use up your Noir and you end with Apo, you can link them up and just go into Appaloosa that way. So, but this is just like a first draft, like I said. If you have any questions about the deck or just want to discuss it, drop a comment below. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. We got lots of content coming up. We were just sort of bored of Photon format, but now that things are sort of full swing with Cyberstorm, we're going to be posting a lot more deck profiles and hopefully duels and all that. So stay tuned. Thank you.